welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator flight with SimPilot 2450. Today we are at the Old Town Municipal Airport, Old Town, Maine, and I've just purchased the Carenado Waco, and as many of you have experienced, I've found that the takeoff runs were kind of interesting. But I've had the airplane for about a half an hour now, and I have devised a method that works pretty good for me for taking off. So I thought I would share that with you. So here we are in the cockpit. We'll get ready to taxi out to runway 30. It's a typical runway in your small municipal airport, 75 feet wide. Try to show you my method. Basically, there's 3 points to it. First, you must lock the tail wheel. Second, set the takeoff trims to the standard settings. And then third, bring back some elevator back pressure. Depending on how aggressive you are with the elevator, you may rotate a little bit soon. It could be on the stall warning, but you'll play with that to find out where your happy medium is. But what's nice is once locking the tail wheel, on your takeoff run, once you gain a little bit of airspeed, you get enough air going past the rudder that you actually do have a little bit of rudder authority, and it's not as sensitive as when the tail wheel is unlocked. Alright, we'll get ready to go. I'm actually a little bit right of center line. Yep, that's okay. We can still make this takeoff run. So you'll see, just as soon as I start coming on with the power, I'll come back with the stick a little bit, and we'll hold it there. Okay, so I'll come in with the power here, and you'll see me come back with the stick. Comes the power, comes back the stick. It was pretty aggressive there. Tail wheels come up a little bit. You see I drifted, a little bit of rudder. We are on the stall horn, but that's okay. Now we'll just start climbing out. Let's take a look at the takeoff run outside of the cockpit. First thing you'll notice when we come in with the power, watch that elevator come up. Here comes the elevator. Got a slight drift, but you see I correct with rudder. We're off. So that method, I think, works fairly well. Let's go around the pattern. We'll land once and we'll back taxi and do it again. So you see we're climbing out at about 80. Soloed from this airport. I learned to fly out of a smaller airport, Brewer Airport. But for the first solo, he wanted to bring us up to a bigger airfield, my instructor did.
Squawk 45765, Victor.
50 Victor, radar contact 1 mile south of Kilo Oscar Lima Delta 1,100 feet. Altimeter 29 or decimal 9 or 2.
Copy 50 Victor.
So another runway. So I'm coming back with the power. Bringing the nose up slightly to bleed off the airspeed. Trimming for 80. Base now coming final. Old Town Airport also has a water runway here. This is the Forest Department. I've got float plane, helicopter. Float plane base is right over here. Alright, let's focus on this landing. So again, I'm trimmed for 80. That's 80 miles an hour. And we'll do a 3-point landing. Then we'll back taxi. And try it again. So I'm coming in with some back pressure now. Flaring. Now here we have, minimal rudder because I'm slowing down. The tail wheel's still locked. Then I just unlocked the tail wheel. Let's take a look at that landing. This is the Penobscot River. This is the Forest Department. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Alright, so let's back taxi. We'll try this again. The airport itself may look a little bit different than in your scenery for the fact that I redid this scenery to better reflect what Old Town actually looks like. It was the first scenery I've ever done, and I think it turned out alright. Alright, so let's see if we can be successful in attempting another takeoff. We'll go all the way down to the end of the runway. Try this again. Check the approach, it looks good. We'll get lined up. Adjust the trim here, bring it back to takeoff. Okay, so getting ready to go. Watch the stick come back. There it comes back. Some rudder here, but much more controllable. Okay, let's see how we did. See tail wheels off, so I had to come in with some rudder, but we were able to straighten her up nice. Wasn't the best takeoff I've done, but then again, remember I've only had the airplane for about a half an hour. I think this method is going to work. Climb out. We'll go around the pattern again and try a wheel landing. It's runway 4. Going to be landing on this runway here. This is Indian Island, Penobscot Nation, Penobscot Indian tribe. My house is right here. I've got a little airstrip for the flight simulator, not real life. Okay, so we're trimmed up for 80. Turning base. We'll attempt a wheel landing here. So again, now we're flying over Indian Island. With a wheel landing, at least in my Cessna 140, approach with a slightly higher airspeed. Here I'm actually carrying a little power. Now with the wheel landing it's going to be more difficult because of course we will have to deal with directional control with the rudder. Alright, I'm flaring, gonna try to just touch it down. Come ahead a little bit with the stick. You see now we've got some rudder coming on with it a little bit. We're doing okay, come on. So that wasn't too bad. Again, a little more practice and we should be all set. Let's take a look at that from the outside. Holding it off a little bit, just on a touchdown easy. Come in with a little stick to hold it there. Directional control. We did alright. And we're off. Okay. Come around to 4 and call it good. Here's runway 4 here. So I think we'll just come right around and land there. So over here, we'll come here to runway 4. A little high. I think in this turn we'll have to do a little bit of a slip, kicking in some rudder here, kick some more rudder in. You see we're not coordinated because we're slipping. See the ball outside the bubble, overshot. Pretty sloppy. Need to pay attention. But the slip was nice and it slowed us up and let us not land long. Flaring, flaring, flaring. Oh, we got a little bounce there. A little directional control, get in there with the rudders. We made it. Do we want to look at that from the outside? Alright, let's see how this landing turned out. I started my flare a little early so that we kind of dropped down onto the gear. A little bounce. But again, just learning how to fly this plane. See, I started my flare a little early, then she kind of dropped down on the gear. Well, we did alright. Kept her on the runway. So, I hope my tips helped. Just remember, lock that tail wheel. Set your takeoff trim to normal trim, full power, and then come back with the stick a little bit and let it fly off the ground. Until next time, hope you have a great day. Thank you.